Hello, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sorry, I had to leave the video there and I'm coming with the second video since, as I told you, this week we have two topics, that is demand now talking about leading and lagging, the last video which I left uncovered. Now, as I was describing to you about leading and lagging measures are outcomes that tell what has happened. That is, and leading measures or performance drivers predicts what will happen. This is because, for example, customer service, when what happens in customer service, which is about recent transactions, that might be leading indicators for customers retention, a lagging indicator, or employee satisfaction might be a leading indicator for a turnover, and so on. Similarly, an example of Pearl River School District uses a modified balance scorecard. Now, if you see this, it is given in your test book also, which is, I think, on page number 600, which will show you the complete description of what is leading and lagging as far as scorecard is concerned, the leading indicators, and then how those indicators work on different levels of the academic performances. And moving on, this is a topic which takes care of importance on causal relationships of IBM Rochester. Now, this is another example given again in your textbook, which talks about different indicators of a company, that is IBM Rochester. Now, what I can just explain to you here is nothing much more than the actual relationship among the key measures of IBM Rochester's balance scorecard. That is, this model suggests that improving internal capabilities such as people skills, that is, here, and product service quality, and in turn lead to improved financial and market share performances. Understanding such relation is important in using data and information for strategic and operational decisions. So here the performance measurement is on how the learning internal and customer satisfaction to the financial and market share. So you can check this also on page 661, I think, for the complete description of those two companies. Now, performance measurement in the Ballard criteria, which is very important for any organization, that is product and process outcomes, customer focused outcomes, then work focused outcomes, leadership governance outcomes, financial outcomes, and financial and market outcomes. Here you have now what is a product and process outcomes. You can measure, you can check this out on different ways, but here I can just explain in few important areas, like, for example, measures and indicators of product and service performance that have strong relationship or correlation with customer satisfaction and decision relative to further purchases, and relationships are important for organizations to track. They might include internal quality measurements, field performance of product or defects, and so on and so forth. And talking about the process outcome, that is clearly, it gives understanding here, which is measures and indicators of process effectiveness, efficiency for work system performance. This demonstrates improved cost savings or higher productivity. Customer focused outcomes relevant to measures the indicators of an organization's performance as are viewed by customers, include direct measure of customer satisfaction and dissatisfaction, that is how they are dissatisfied, and then the performance measures of the Baldrige criteria. Now, leadership and governance is with relation to the increased focus on issues of governance, ethics, leadership, accountability. It is important for organizations to practice and demonstrate high level of overall conduct. But the financial and market, that is again generally tracked by senior leadership to gauge overall performances and often used to determine incentive compensation for senior executives and so on. This process or a product process outcome, as I just told you, you can have a look at it and understand the complete importance of this particular flow chart. Now, customer focused outcomes also the similar way as I explained to you. I think you can have a better description in the textbooks about customer focus, work focus, or even product and process outcomes. Now, leader and governance focus, that is outcomes, which is again with reference to how it takes into the action plans measuring progress in accomplishing their strategic objectives and also key challenges, and this progress can be determined by first defining the result that would indicate end goal success in achieving strategic objective and using for a end goal and intermediate measures and so forth. Financial and market, that is again for indicating how could include market share, business growth, and then percentage of new product sales as appropriate, and commodity market and so forth. Now, designing the effective performance measurement system. This is providing a perspective of the past and future. Means the purposes of this performance measurement system includes the following, and then identifying trends and progresses, facilitating understanding of cause and effect, and providing direction and support for continuous improvement, and allowing performance and comparisons to benchmark. Selecting, how first we design, then we select the system for performance. Fewer is better, a link to key business drivers. You can just go through this. Example is IBM Rochester, I just gave you. An example is Clark American, which is again a company given in your textbooks. You can read both these cases and understand it more clearly for your understanding. Now, linking measures to a strategy. As per this is nothing but as per Kaplan or Norton, that is, inappropriate measures lead to actions incongruent with strategies, even they are well formulated and communicated. While appropriate measures lead to attainment of strategic goals and impact, the goals and strategies need to achieve them all. A balanced scorecard approach helps to identify those measures. Approach measures to lead to attain those strategy goals, and then performance measures should strongly align with the principal factors that determine competitive success. Excuse me. And the performance measures should also be aligned with the strategy and actions. This is another example of Mercy Health Systems designed for you, which is also given in your textbook, which can give you a better picture of a strategic planning and how escapes on the different areas of aligning the strategic process. But as such, this is not a part of our course, but still you can read this. Auditing the measurement system also, and automated, as I told you in the beginning of this chapter, some of the financial measurement systems which are taken in account here, but you don't need to worry. An outdated measurement system wastes resources, hinders strategic development, and often rewards in wrong behaviors, An audit should examine whether measures are aligned with organizational goals, whether the right balance between leading and lagging measures, between operation and strategy measures have been struck, whether any gaps, blind spots, or potential conflicts exist in measurement system. Analyzing using performance data. This is very important because the performance data, that is what we are more important or interested in as per the syllabus, that is an examination of facts and data to provide basis of effective decisions. Examining the particular changes in measures and indicators using charts and graphs, calculating a variety of statistical measures, such as means, proportions, and standard deviations, applying sophisticated statistical tools such as correlation, regression analysis, and understand relationship among different measures, comparing relation or results relative to other business units, competitors, or best in class benchmarks. So this is what it talks about here, that is at a basic level measures should be charted over time to show levels, trends, and variations. So that is important in interlinking. Now analyzing, we will be seeing interlinking. Interlinking is nothing but is the term that describes the quantitative modeling of cause and effect. I repeat, it is the term that describes the quantitative modeling of cause and effect relation between performance measures. How product and service quality correlates with key products, and then indicators such as customer satisfaction, retention, and market share, financial benefits, and then derived from different absenteeism turnover, benefits cost, education and training, relationship between product and service quality, profit impacts of customer satisfaction and retention, market changes, that is as a result of customer satisfaction, impact of employee satisfaction on customer satisfaction. I have shown you this example of IBM Rochester, you can just check it. Another example of North Mississippi, which is given in your textbooks. I think the page number must be somewhere around 612 or 11. You need to check that out. The role of comparative data refers to the industry averages competitor of performance, that is world-class benchmarks such as or performance measures of the organization with a similar product offering. Now that is, users know where an organization stands relative to competitors' best practices, provides an impetus for significant breakthrough, improvement, or change, obtain a better standing of the process and their performances. Now the best in practice is nothing but we can or a breakthrough, best in industry. There are many examples of high variety of importance given to different kind of companies which are in comparative data as such. But let us move on and see the comparative data of a company called Mercy Hospital at Gens Valley. This example also is given in your textbook on different areas of how the analysis of data provides the foundation of management's review performance results of several reasons. You can just study that, that's not so important. But performance review, you can understand data provided the foundation for a management review, assesses organizational success, performance relative to competitors, understands how well a progress on strategic objectives and action plans is being achieved, identify priorities for improvement opportunities for innovation for products, services, and processes. Performance review for Protect Coating. Now this is another important place where Protect Coating, that is a company decision regarding Breakthrough innovations are decided at meetings with, particularly change the business aspect to them according to their department. So you can read this on operational departmental basis for important internal issues for the performance. Managing information system, as you all aware, there is a very important part of simply collecting data is not enough. Organizations must ensure that both the data and information and the hardware are important for any kind of process that is accessible to all who need them in timely fashion, reliable, accurate, user friendly, secure, confidential as appropriate, kept current. That is what we call it as managing them. Knowledge management is something that is the fundamental building material of a modern corporate is knowledge process. That is, I can say, improvement requires new knowledge to result in better process and procedures. Increasing the knowledge of an organization, both in an individual sense as well as for the organization as a whole, is the essence of learning and ties closely with all the importance of Deming's concepts as well. So the process of identifying, capturing, organizing, using knowledge assets to create and sustain competitive advantage. Knowledge assets, that is, you can see here, refers to the accumulated intellectual resources that an organization possesses, that is, including information, data, learning, understanding, memory, insight, cognitive and technical skill and capabilities. Explicit knowledge includes information stored in documents or other forms of media such as databases, policies and procedures, and technical drawings. You can say that, or you can even say, explicit knowledge is usually captured, stored, and disseminated using computer technology, like, for example, Think Google or something like that. Tacit knowledge. Tacit knowledge is information that is formed around intelligible factors resulting from an individual's experience and is personal and content specific. So please, this is very, very important knowledge management, and the systems, that is a way of capturing, organizing, as I just told you, approach that can be seen as facilitate a common framework, a culture and values, and so on and so forth. Now, important of a knowledge transfer. The transfer of knowledge within organizations and sharing of best practices often set high performing organizations apart from the rest. Internal benchmarking, that is the ability to identify and transfer best practices within the organization. What it means is, the even APEC or the noted organizations, they have different ways of internally putting it on for a particular transfer of their technology resources also. Rapid knowledge transfers involve the discovery, learning, creation, and reuse of knowledge that eventually becomes intellectual capital, knowledge that can be converted into value and profits. That is very, very important. That is driven by high speed bandwidth or PC or microchip improvements. I can talk about something that is a knowledge that can be converted, means value and profits for global phenomena have been increased. Now, even there are many examples which are given in your textbook, so you can read them. If I am not wrong, this could be somewhere page number 620 or 622. So this is all as far as this chapter is concerned, students. I would like to take your leave. Thank you very much. Have a good time. Stay safe. Stay at home. Enjoy your life. Bye. Thank you very much.